right here above the larynx is a sphincter called the aryepiglottic sphincter, which can tighten and loosen. The main point in a mammal of this sphincter is to help food or liquid be swallowed, squeeze and push down. So if you go ah right here with your fingers, you can feel the vibrations inside of your larynx. Can you find your larynx? Ah. If you move your fingers, it makes the sound wiggle.
Yeah.
You feel the vibrations. So the aryepiglottic sphincter is right above that. It's a ring of muscles, and there are these two words, abduct and adduct. In the body, abduct means to move out, and adduct means to move in. So the sphincter we're talking about here will squeeze the arytenoids in. And this is an important part of using the voice. So we can create more twang, not twang like singing a country song where your words sound twangy, but twang as in like a bite in the tone quality, more of a twang in the tone quality as opposed to less, a more open sound, depending on how wide or narrow this sphincter is. So we're going to practice a couple little exercises to isolate the aryepiglottic sphincter. These are called AES exercises, aryepiglottic sphincter, AES exercises. And hopefully if we can just isolate that one sphincter, you can learn to narrow or expand depending on the genre and the type of tone quality you need. It's important to be able to isolate just the sphincter without changing any other part of your vocal tract. So hopefully I can help you find and adjust this sphincter. So you can think of like a na 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 boo boo, like kind of sound that you'd hear if somebody's being mean at your school. Can you make it sound like that? So that's a large amount of twang which comes from a pretty narrow sphincter right above your larynx, and that's probably more narrow than you should ever use when you're singing. So we can try that again. And sometimes people will refer to this sound as a nasal sound, but it's not actually being produced because of coming through your nose or nasal resonance. Because see, even with my nose plugged entirely, my nose completely blocked, I can still make that really, really tight sound. Can you try again? There was this old show that this has been an example given to me, called The Nanny, with a character played by an actress named Fran Drescher. I don't know if you ever heard of that show. That she would talk like so that's the narrow aryepiglottic sphincter sound. So when I'm demonstrating that sound to you, right away my voice starts to feel scratchy inside of my larynx because the sphincter is so tightly squeezed. I don't know if you feel the scratchy feeling. Yeah. So that's not good. And the point of understanding how to control the sphincter is we want to avoid the too tight or the too loose sound and the unhealthy way of creating that bite in the sound. So we can try making a closed sphincter shape with our hand, like this, like a chef's kiss, and make that really tight, feeling squeeze here. And so this is not something you want to practice very often in one day. You could try it like 1 or 2 times in the day and then move on, because this is not healthy for your voice. This is to notice the contrast between healthful and not so healthful ways of producing your sound. And so then we could try A, E, I, O, ooh, very squeezed.
A, E, I, O, ooh.
And you want to be careful not to push too much air through while you're making these sounds because it's damaging. That's why we want to learn how this feels so we can avoid it. And then we could try opening our sphincter all the way with a big open palm. And as we're opening the sphincter, we're trying not to lift the soft palate or drop the jaw or any other, we're not trying to move any other parts of the vocal tract at the same time. We're just trying to isolate the one thing. And then we could try holding one vowel. We could try E, and then we'll gradually open, and then we'll go back to close. E. E. And now let's slide. E. And so the widest opening is probably too open for most genres. Maybe for like a choral setting, that would be nice. But for most solo performing, this is too open. So somewhere in the middle is going to be the place you're going to use for most genres that you would want to sing in. So let's see if we can really pinpoint the different positions. So we'll call this a 1, and then this will be a 5. So let's see if we can go from 1 open to a 3, then to a 5. Okay, so let's try that. E. And let's go back. And now let's see if we can add a 2 and a 4. Okay. It's kind of hard to do without changing pitch.
Yeah.
So when we were just doing your exercise and I was saying to open more, I would like for you to think of this exercise when I say open a little more. You're doing a pretty good job of remembering right now to relax your jaw and to lift your soft palate on the higher pitches, but I think your sphincter could be a little more open still while you're singing. So if you can watch this when you get home, do these same exercises and see if you can find like maybe the 3, the 2, the 4, like experiment with those feelings and find that perfect balance where you feel no scratchiness and no strain, and you can hear the sound is open, not too open, but open and definitely not tight. Does that make sense?
Yep.
Any questions? Give yourself 2 thumbs up.